Welcome to Funny Florida Females. I'm Clarice Kentwood.
And I'm Patti Hope.
And we are both comedians and Florida transplants. With this podcast, we aim to feature and celebrate what makes Florida's females so funny.
So I had this topic I wanted to chat with you about. How do you feel about comedians, female comedians, or any comedians that sell merch? Like, what do you think about that?
You know,
Clarice?
I think it depends on what merch you're bringing. You know, I've talked to comedians who sell T-shirts, and they're all like, I make good money on them, but they're a pain in the butt because you have to, like, lug a suitcase. You have to have every size and, you know, available. So, you know, and smaller things are probably better.
Right. Can I mention the FU button on our podcast?
Absolutely.
I just went and saw Ron Feingold at the Magnolia, and this is one of his pieces of merch. $10. And that's all him. He's singing all of those parts. He uses a looping
and that
machine.
Incorporates his,
little
you know, obviously from his set.
Yes, exactly. It's in his set. Yeah, it's a whole part.
Do you sell merch, Ash?
Yeah, I have merch. I sell bear opening keychains that just have my website on it. So it's pretty simple. That's easy to carry around. I just have a pouch of them. So, yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we are here with Ash Cash, who is a stand-up comedian who started her comedy career by taking a class at the infamous West Palm Beach Improv and has not looked back since. Ash started off doing comedy in the South Florida comedy scene. She has since moved her talents to Central Florida and is currently doing shows all over Florida. Ash has performed at the Orlando Improv, Bonkers Comedy Club, Gregory's Comedy Club, as well as many other local venues. Ash is also selected to participate in the 2023 Florida's Funniest competition. Ash's comedy content focuses on personal life experiences through storytelling. Ash also has experience in improv comedy and acting. So there's the 411.
Yep, that sounds like me.
From you, yeah.
We're so happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
How did you come to be a comedian? Like, how did you get started?
It's a lot of things. I mean, I've always been completely obsessed with stand-up comedy ever since I was a kid. But as a kid, it was never like something I thought I could do. But during COVID, with being locked down, and I was kind of like going stir crazy in the house, and I was working from home, so I wasn't really getting out of the house a lot. I wanted to kind of explore my creative side, so I started doing like a bunch of stuff. Like I did like voice acting classes, I did regular acting classes, and I tried out a stand-up class, which I really enjoyed. And after I finished that, I really enjoyed it. I did well, but I kind of sat on it for a while. But then about 8 months after that, I ended up going to an open mic, and I didn't do good, but like I did well enough, and it was enough of a high for me that I just couldn't stop after that. I just kept going, and I've just really enjoyed it the entire time.
That's awesome.
That is so cool. So you did voice and acting, and you've done improv as well, right?
I did take an improv class. I haven't done improv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what did you think of that?
I did enjoy that because my goal when I did that is I wanted to get better at doing crowd work and kind of thinking on the spot, because the whole point of improv is you're writing as you go. So I wanted to just get comfortable with myself on stage and everything. And I did enjoy it, but outside of the class, I never did anything more with it. But it's something I definitely want to touch on again in the future.
Yeah, there's I did online improv, which was, through Zoom, and it was a lot of fun, but you're absolutely right. Like, you have to be quick.
Exactly.
It definitely is a different skill set, but it's also a skill set that helps with comedy.
Yes, it definitely does. Yeah.
I like that it's collaborative too, as opposed to just getting up there telling your jokes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm the same thing. I've taken a class, but I've never really joined a troupe or done
It was fun. I mean,
it is fun. It really is fun. Yeah.
Do you have a funny or unexpected, like behind the scenes? Like, what's your favorite behind the scenes kind of thing that happened? That story that you can give us
behind the scenes. You mean like at shows, like with comedians?
Yeah.
I think with the shows and being behind the scenes, it's always, especially when it's like comedians, and you can have fun with, like, sometimes you kind of get into like these little roasting kind of stuff, and you make jokes about each other. So I do, I definitely do enjoy that. And then just seeing how everyone deals with a show. Like some people, you know, need to drink. Some people need to like take a smoke. Like some people just have to be in a corner by themselves until they perform. Like it's just a very interesting environment just to see how everyone prepares themselves.
Yeah, I've definitely found that like comedians are definitely a lot more social after the show.
Yes.
Like everybody's like, you know, like I kind of, the first couple times I, you know, did stand up, I kind of came in like a bull and I wanted to talk to all the comedians and I thought they were like rude because they were like very short.
Yeah, it seems like
but
that.
I figured
first.
it out.
Yeah. Like me, I have to kind of get my set ready. So I'll sit and when I get to, I don't think about my set till I get to the venue because I have to see the audience. I have to see the place. So then once I get there, see what the audience looks like, then I pick out which bits I want to do. Also, not all bookers are that great about telling you how much time you're going to do until you get there. So it's like you get there, they tell you how much time, they tell you when you're going up, then you can kind of get in the right mindset after that. So that's what I do. I wait and then I figure out my set when I'm there.
Oh, so what inspires you? Like what you know, in terms of your writing, what do you find particularly amusing?
You mean helps me like come up with material and stuff? I would say like if something funny happens in my life, usually if something bad happens in my life, that usually spurs something interesting. And then sometimes I'll just remember random memories throughout my life. Like I'll talk to an old friend or my sister will talk to me and she'll remind me about something that happened or some other event will trigger another memory because a lot of my comedy is just talking about my life and what's going on. Like I don't do observational comedy. I don't do one-liners. Like it's literally all storytelling about myself and things that I'm, you know, seeing at this point. Because I've only been doing it for 2.5 years. So I do want to try out other methods. I do want to try out like maybe do an observational or one-liners. See, maybe I might be better at that. Maybe that's my shtick. But right now, the personal storytelling seems to be the most comfortable.
Cool. All right, we're going to take a little break right now for a word from one of our sponsors.
Hey there, this is Alex Soto from Alex Soto Comedy LLC in the Joke Joint, located at 13685 US 441, just north of the Villages, in front of Del Webb Spruce Creek, next to Grandma's Cafe. You can get free reservations at 352-871-0909 or check out our easy-to-use free reservation page at www.jokejoint.tv. At the Joke Joint, we're healing the world with laughter.
Okay, and we are back here with Ash Cash telling us about her life as a comedian here in Central Florida area. Do you have any challenges or things that you seem to be running into as a female comedian or just a comedian in general? I always get interesting responses to this question.
I mean, it's a little bit of a loaded question sometimes, and then sometimes it may be in my head, it may be not, but, you know, sometimes I feel like maybe I may not get taken as seriously because I'm a female comedian. Other times, like I also kind of get in my head of, am I getting on the show because someone thinks I'm funny, or am I getting on the show because they need a female comedian? They need to fill that quota. So then I'm always like self-reflecting, like, am I actually good, or do they just need to fill a quota?
It's like that self-confidence thing.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, because I don't know the experiences of a lot of men, but I do feel like a lot of people are more comfortable with criticizing and giving advice, like unsolicited advice. And I'm not, you know, like obviously like I'm new, so I do like to hear advice and hear things, but sometimes the way that it's delivered isn't always the best. Right. So
I got you.
No, I do. I absolutely get that. You know, sometimes there is that aspect of like, you know, the idea of whether they want you because you're a female, mm-hmm. and they couldn't find any other female because otherwise it'll just be a sausage fest.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've found that, you know, I like doing shows that are multiple women, mm-hmm. you know, because I think the audience seems to enjoy it more. No offense to you guys.
Yeah.
But, you know, they don't seem to get as offended sometimes by us women, mm-hmm. than some of the topics that men can sometimes bring into the room.
Yeah. I do have some, like, you know, on the edge material, but
bluish, more blue.
Yeah. I think another thing is sometimes I feel in certain not all the time, because I don't want to say this is widespread, but they try to like sexualize you more. And then, because I remember one time I sent like a headshot in, and then they came back to me and they're like, do you have like a sexier picture, you know, because I'm trying to sell tickets. And I was just like, okay, well, I mean, you know, and I didn't really like that. So that doesn't happen often, but that has happened, and I know that wouldn't happen to a guy. Or
it's not a sexier picture.
And people just seem to be very bothered when women talk about sex. Like they always like say women are always talking about their vaginas, or they're always talking about sex, and I was like, men talk about it just as much, but it's like it just feels
if not more.
Yeah, and I just feel like they vocalize it more when women do it, and I just don't understand that concept, because I was just like, for me, I feel like your vagina is just it's a part of you. It's another part of your body. If I want to talk about it, I should be able to, just like I can talk about my face or my arm or whatever. It's all mine, and it's for me to talk about. You know what I mean?
Very good.
Like, I love Patty's, vaginal rejuvenation.
My product, yeah.
You know, I mean, that is an hilarious set. That is just, but I could definitely see that, like, women get taken differently in saying those kind of things.
Exactly.
Like twat rot. Yeah, no one
twat
wants to hear that.
Yeah. Guys don't want to hear about women's twat rot, but it's a fact.
I have a whole joke about yeast infections, and I know it makes men uncomfortable, and that makes me happy. I'm not like graphic with it, but like I just know, like they hear yeast infection, they're like, oh my God,
and they're like, I don't even know how to respond to that. Wow. Is there anything that, like, any aspect of like Florida specifically, like our culture, that you find funny? Like, are you from Florida? Have you always lived in Florida?
No, I've been here for 19 years. I was originally born in Jamaica. I moved here when I was 15 years old.
Oh,
so
wow.
I have been here for a while. I started out in Orlando, went to some high school there. Then I moved to Gainesville, Florida for college. Then I got my first job in West Palm Beach. And I was up there up until 2 years ago, and now I'm on the East Coast in Brevard County.
So you're like essentially a Florida
native, essentially, pretty much. Yeah, I've been here so long. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, being from New Jersey, like there's like things that, like boiled peanuts, right? Mm-hmm. Like, to me, that was like, who would boil a peanut? Like, up in New Jersey, like, if you're eating peanuts, they're roasted. Mm-hmm. And you got them at the, football game, baseball game. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, being in Florida is very interesting because of all the different cultures. Because I feel like we have a lot of Caribbean immigrants and Caribbean families here. Like you have Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, Haitians. Like it's a nice melting pot, and then just seeing how all of that interacts with like the natives. Because you have anything from like a Cuban to like I don't know if this is an offensive term, but like a redneck from north. Like you just have and then especially going to the University of Florida, it's like you have, because it's such a big school, you have all of these people on one campus trying to like mix together. So I feel like that also helped me learn a lot of experiences.
Yeah, that's really. Was there a lot of? Were you doing comedy? No, you started during the pandemic.
Yeah. So I didn't. I wish I knew, because there is comedy in Gainesville. I don't know if it was there when I went to school, but I wish I would have started in college.
There's so much comedy.
I would have had so much more time to do it too.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd like to like specifically tell us about?
Something coming up? Anything coming up?
I do have a couple shows. I don't know when this is gonna air, but
we don't know. But so we put it out there, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I have a website. It's www.ashcashgotjokes.com, and all of my shows are updated on there. And then if there's tickets, the ticket links are also there. So yeah, but I do shows in Orlando, in Melbourne, sometimes in Tampa. It just depends on
That's awesome. Is there any questions that you had?
No, I don't think so. But we do this little segment that we like to call
Florida Woman. And, because there's, we always hear about Florida man, crazy things Florida man does. And we're pretty sure there's crazy ass women too in Florida.
She finds it. Now, this is only bringing up part of the article, so you might have to tell me because I don't remember. Okay, the headline reads, Florida woman sues chocolate company claiming false advertising. A Tampa area woman has filed a federal lawsuit against the Hershey Company claiming its autumn and winter-related Reese's treats were advertised deceptively because they did not contain certain details like mouths and eyes as seen on the packaging. Cynthia Kelly sued the Delaware-based company for more than $5 million in Florida's Middle District Thursday. That's all I have about it.
Yeah, they didn't have any mouths. Wait, can you repeat that?
So like they're like pictures.
The Reese's,
can you see the pictures
the Reese's
on
peanut butter cups, right?
Yeah.
At the holidays,
They
on the
cut out,
the
the packaging doesn't
the packaging
look like the actual
looks,
chocolate.
Yeah, it looks like the chocolate has cut out eyes and mouth. Right?
Yeah, but they're not
But then when
actually
you
cut
open it,
out.
it's just chocolate covered.
Right.
But like, who
Which is
decided
$5
million?
for $5 million?
What did she buy $5 million worth of Reese's? I don't understand. Where do we get to that number?
I honestly don't know.
She said that like the eggs are the same shape as the football.
Yeah, she listed a whole bunch of it.
Like
It wasn't
a whole-
just those. There was
Yeah.
multiple
Oh.
ones that she
the
was saying
ghosts don't have eyes.
I love Reese's so much, but if I knew I could do this, I would have tried.
It's such a Karen move, right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. Chocolate
Like, and what
Karen
if she
here.
sues and then like the Hershey
Having a
company
hot
is
flash
like,
every
you know
night.
what? We can't even afford to make the Reese's anymore.
I would be so sad because
Right?
that is my favorite chocolate
Like,
of all
don't
time.
touch
You have
the
to think.
Reese's.
And the
Gang
thing
up on
is,
her,
like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's just me, but the ones in the shapes, like the Christmas trees and I feel like they taste better. I don't know if that
They
it's
do taste better.
They do, yeah. Like
They are
the
because like they've
chocolate's
got that-
softer, and then
yeah, you can eat all the chocolate off the side and then pull the chocolate off the top.
yeah.
You know, I mean, who like, you know, you don't get anything. Nothing you buy is the way it looks on TV.
No, it's not.
Like they show you even McDonald's, right? They show you the filet of fish sandwich.
Yeah.
I have not once gotten a filet of fish sandwich that
looks
the
because the one that they
Anything
take a picture of isn't real. It's a
Right?
model like that they
exactly.
made.
Like
They
every
fluffed
time
it
I
up.
get the filet of fish, there's
Unrealistic
cheese
expectation. I think.
stuck to the carton.
That it
As
should
women,
actually
we're
look
used
like
to
the
that
picture.
though. Like
Right.
with Disney movies and all of that.
Right?
False advertising.
Disney
Exactly.
movies have been lying to us for decades.
Yeah, so I don't know why she's surprised. Like this is part of life.
There's
well,
no
they'll
such
settle.
thing as a Prince Charming.
Give her
No.
chocolate for life. Yeah. Move on, Karen. Chocolate Karen. All right.
All right. Well, is there anything that you wanted to add?
Well, we could mention upcoming things, but again, we don't know when this will air.
Will
but
air.
We're doing some more live tapings.
We're going to be with Christy B.
We're going to be with Christy B at her venue in Flagler Beach, the I Crave comedy, the Crave, Coastal Crave, I guess is the name of the place. And so, yeah, and we're just looking forward to promoting, women in comedy, however you identify as one.
Yeah, we're also going to have we're going to be at the Joke Joint for a drag show probably March or April.
Oh, okay, excellent. We got to do that.
So we have that coming up.
Excellent.
And so that pretty much wraps us up. We'd like to thank Leah Zuniga for producing the podcast, Eddie Boscana, our AI specialist and media support, and our sponsors for their support, and most of all, you, the listeners, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.